Hello everyone and welcome back to another Movie Nights movie review. Today we are talking about A Different Man. This film stars Sebastian Stan and Adam Pearson, and it is almost a dark comedy as much as it is a drama about someone with a disfigurement on their face who is very insecure and trying to become an actor, and when they kind of get this magical surgery to look like Sebastian Stan, things start to go well, only to be upstaged by a person with the same disfigurement, played by Adam Pearson, an actor who actually has that disfigurement in real life. And when this person's huge personality starts to shine through and overshadows Sebastian Stan's character, how he starts to feel about it greatly affects his actions throughout the rest of the film. I don't want to give too much away about it, but what I will say is, one, Sebastian Stan absolutely crushes in this movie. He gives an unbelievable performance. He's amazing. And on top of that, Adam Pearson absolutely crushes it, gives an incredible performance. He's amazing. This movie hinges on the charisma of the performance of the character that Adam Pearson is playing. And if he does not bring it and does not have the performance that he has, the entire film does not work. It has to hinge on you being very attracted to and very drawn towards Adam Pearson's character and his charisma and his personality. And the way that Adam pulled it off worked tremendously. I don't want to mispronounce the actress's name, but I believe it's Renate or Reinsve. So sorry, I know I butchered that. While I did enjoy her performance as well, I'm going to use this as a transition into negatives. I didn't love the chemistry between her and Sebastian Stan. And I don't mean that in, I didn't like how they should have been in love and they weren't. The movie is very clear as to what their relationship should be versus how each character sees it. It just still didn't feel genuine within that level of the storytelling. I also didn't like the way that the film ended. It takes a really bizarre choice that in terms of a dark comedy kind of works, but it still kind of came out of nowhere. And the resolution to that, the following scene, really wasn't working in terms of story making sense, and then the film kind of ends. And I'm like, oh, all right, I was actually really interested in seeing where the film was going to go from that insane decision, and I think the insane decision works a lot better if there's another 30 to 45 minutes of movie, which I actually would have preferred. I would have preferred this movie was longer so that I could see where that went and where that was going to explore, but having it end the way that it did at that moment just made that out of the blue moment not work even more than it already did. Had the movie been able to build off that moment and you could see that moment as more of a pivot than an ending point, I think it would work a lot more. But there's still plenty of great things to say about this film. One, the cinematography is awesome. It's edited very well also. It looks very much so like it's shot on film. If it was post-converted, they did a magical job because it looks very much so like it was shot on film. So I'm going to say that it was. If I'm wrong, please correct me. When this movie focuses on being a character study of Sebastian Stan's character and how that character study relates to the Adam Pearson character, it thrives on all cylinders. And every time it would focus on that, it worked. Whenever it would try to focus on the chemistry with the other characters, whenever it would try to branch outside of telling that core story, that's when the story kind of doesn't feel like it's working, but it doesn't do a whole lot of that. Most of this movie is a character study of these characters and how they work. So yes, there are a few negatives, but overall, this is a beautiful film, and I do think you guys should check it out. Yes, I wish it was longer, and yes, I wish it explored some of the moments that were a bit more outlandish that ultimately didn't work for me. But again, the bigger picture, the movie's really interesting, it's really fascinating, and there's a lot to think about when you watch it. I highly recommend A Different Man. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.